What's going on, guys? Andy here again, and in this video we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look at Every Breath You Take by The Police, a fantastic song, but we're going to look at it first of all as a beginner-ish acoustic lesson, and certainly the first half of this song is something that anyone will be able to play, and that uses a capo at the first fret. Great for acoustic or electric, but then we're going to look at how Andy Summers played this on electric guitar, the original riff, which has a few stretches in it, but it's just an iconic electric guitar riff. And I hope this is something that you really enjoy, because there's a lot to learn from this tutorial and this song, no matter what level you're at. So the main chord progression is 2 bars of the G major chord, 2 bars of the E minor chord, 1 bar of C, 1 bar of D, and back to 2 bars of G. So really, that's pretty much the same as Stand By Me by Benny King when it's put into the key of G. For example, just playing on the beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, C major, D major, and then G major. In the first half of the first verse, that last chord would be an E minor, just as a slight variation. Second half of the first verse ends on a G. I'll link to a chord sheet in the description below, because I know you're going to need to follow a chord sheet to follow what I'm doing here, even if you want to edit it and make notes on it yourself. If we do 8th strumming to that, that puts us to the rhythm of the original riff, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for that first verse in its entirety, we're just going to go for broke and give it a go, because this is a common chord progression that I think you guys will be able to play. 8th strumming, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and verse 1. In every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. E minor's that variation. Every single day, every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay. And then it's back to G, back to the standard way of doing it. Then we're on to what this chord sheet I'm following, which I'll link to below. It's 100% free. This calls it the chorus. I don't know whether, I think every verse is kind of a chorus in this one. But here, oh can't you see, it's a C chord, a little bit of word paint in there, I do like that. Oh can't you see, C chord, you belong to me. That's a G major chord. How my poor heart aches. A7, that's a borrowed chord from a different key. It should be A minor, strictly in the key of G. That's why it gives it that lift. And then to D major. That one more time. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. How my poor heart aches. Every step you take. Final verse for the time being, back to a G major chord, G, E minor, C, D, back to G. Standard as we played it before, but let's play it together. 2, 3, you make, and every bow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. And then that's the end of the beginner-friendly stuff, I'll be honest. We've already had kind of verse and a chorus there. The next bit would be a bridge. That's what we would be expecting in a song. This bridge, again, uses some borrowed chords from not guitar-friendly keys. First of all, E flat, which the best way to play it, I'm afraid, is a bar chord. If you struggle with the bar chord, you can play a power chord, though. But it wants to be at the 7th fret. So visually, it kind of looks like we're playing just an E major chord. But it's an E flat in the capo key. And this is for the section. Since you've gone, I've been lost without a trace. A dream that I can only see your face. You know the section, right? So we've got 2 bars of the E flat chord and then 2 bars of the F chord. You could slide this up 2 frets to play an F. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and would be cool. Other option, E flat at the 7th fret, 1st fret, F chord. Easier option, just the power chord up to an F power chord, that's at the 7th fret and 9th fret, not capo key, just on the dots on the 7th and 9th fret. Let's have a play through this one. I'll probably stick to power chords because I think that's the one most people will be able to do with a bit of practice. In 1, 2, 3, 4. You've gone, I've been lost without a trace. I dream at night, I can only see your face. I look around, but it's you I can't replace. I feel so cold and I long for your embrace. This time we go to G major, baby, please. And then the same chord progression as we did before. 50s chord progression, there's a return to the chorus. So can't you see you belong to me? How my poor heart aches with every step you take, every breath you take. And we just go through the whole chord progression there. Move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. It's an awesome song. Let's go through all of that from the beginning, but if you'd rather just learn the riff, so on and so forth, skip ahead. Chapter times will be on screen so that you can just get on to learning that riff if you're a little bit more advanced. You can do it on acoustic guitar, but it has some stretches in there. But give it a go. Okay, let's go for a full playthrough from the top of the song, including a round of the chord progression. First of all, grab your guitar, join in with me and follow that chord sheet for some prompts. That's the same one as I'm working through here. From the G major chord, in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. E minor. Every single day, and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see you belong to me? How my poor heart aches with every step you take, every move you make, and every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. Here we go to the bridge, E flat, look at that 7th fret dot. Since you've gone, I've been lost without a trace. I dream at night, I can only see your face. I look around and it's you I can't replace. I feel so cold and I long for your embrace. I keep on crying, baby, baby, please. The version we're doing is going to go to the chorus for the C chord. Oh, can't you see you belong to me? How my poor heart aches with every step you take, every breath you take, and every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you. One One more round of the chord progression. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you. Let's finish on G. Alright. That's how to do the basic chords. Let's have a look at the riff now. This is how to play the Andy Summers part from Every Breath You Take. First of all, let's just talk about the tuning. So every time I've seen videos of the Police play this live and Andy Summers play this live, they're in standard tuning, but they're very much playing in the key of A. The sound of the original recording is the sound of A flat. So either they were tuned down half a step on that recording, or maybe the tape was slowed down or something like that. I don't know. But that's why we capo first fret with the acoustic way of playing this, and we're in the key of G sharp or A flat. But here we're going to learn it in A because that's how it's played. If you want to play along to the Police, play along to any live version and you'll be fine. I'm using down picks for everything, which I advise for you guys as well. And this is really, really similar to Message in a Bottle, where we have these kind of ninth chord chips. But the one thing that we don't need to do is hold down that first finger for all of this. It's not a stretch for the whole thing. We're moving that first finger. That's the trick to this, especially if you looked at tab. Let's have a look at how we play this. So we set up first finger at 5th fret, third finger at 7th fret, little finger at 9th fret. And this is our A9 chord. You can use your middle finger at any point here, or the third finger, middle or third finger. It really depends on the size and shape of your hand, which is more comfortable. But third finger seems to be best, especially when we're moving further down for the next chord. So we've got this 9th chord. Third finger's the only one that stays down, or your middle finger, whichever one you're using, at 7th fret. And then it's first finger at the 6th fret on string 3. So first 3 picks. All palm muted as well. So without the palm muting, we need to just palm mute lightly. Back to string 5, first finger then at string 3, and that's the pattern. Even slower. Look how quickly that first finger lifts off. And then it's that exact same pattern, but starting at the 2nd fret. So 2, 4, 6, 4. And then it's 2nd fret, so 1 fret lower than it would have been up here shape-wise. Now because, especially for this lower down one, 2nd fret and 4th fret, man, it's such a stretch. So you can lift off that 3rd finger. You don't have to have that 2nd note down at all times because we're palm muting it. A bit like my advice for Message in a Bottle, 1 finger down at a time. Still sounds exactly like the riff, but you don't have to have the whole, you're not actually holding down every note. It makes it a lot easier to play. So those first 2 one more time. That's the A major, F sharp minor, that minor 3rd is that one. We then move to a D major chord shape or a D9, and then it's going to be an E9. On this D9 chord, picking wise here, we go string 5, 4, 3, and then back to 5. Here it goes all the way back to the beginning, finishing just on a power chord. Okay, so there's those 2 bits to it. Exactly the same move on the E at the 7th and 9th fret. Let me do both of those again really slow. 3, 4. Back to the original one to begin with. You can see I'm sometimes going for my middle finger here. Be fluid. Go with what works, it's all good. Remember the pattern as soon as you start singing, every breath you take, you make. It goes back to the F sharp as the last one. I'll be watching you. It's there. It's second fret. Back to the start. Every single day, and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Then it goes to the A, because it's going to a D chord after them. Again, rough chords, D, D7, A major. Oh, can't you see, you belong to me, how my poor heart aches. That's a B major. With every step you take, to E. The riff here is the same as the riff we did originally on the main pattern. Then it changes slightly, and it's just string 3 that changes, and it goes down a whole tone. That's the one we know already, and then and again those chords, D9 to D, D to D7, that's a dominant 7th, then to A, to the first one that we started with. Same riff as that on the B, and it's a major, it is this note. That one there, it's a B major. With every breath you take. So anytime you're on any particular chord, it is the same pattern, it's the same picking, so you just need to learn what's happening on each chord. That bridge bit again, oh can't you see, oh can't you. And that's it, because the hard bit of the capo first version, if we're doing this with open chords, is going to the E flat bit, the since you're gone I've been lost without a trace. Here it's just an F chord and a G chord, it's really easy. Since you're gone I've been lost without a trace, dream that I can only see your face. You can do it as a bar chord if you want, and you I can't replace. Okay, back to F, I keep crying, baby, baby, please. Just a couple of quick tone tips. There's reverb, which is a room sound. There's delay, which is an echo sound, and a slight bit of chorus on this sound. I'm going to play this riff once now without any of those effects, and then I'm going to add them all one at a time so that you can hear the effect each one of them has. There's a lot more chorus on Message in a Bottle. I believe Andy Simmons even has a signature kind of chorus pedal. If you're really crazy on that sound, you can go for that. But let me play it now and let me show you what effects we have. So this is without any effects. And I just happen to have a Vox AC30 guitar synth there, which is EQ'd a little bit bass heavy. So not much treble, but mainly just because these single coils are super bright rather than anything else. With reverb now, and you'll really hear without reverb and with reverb. Slight bit of delay now, which should be set to 300 milliseconds depending on the speed you play at. And those palm mutes really allowed those to be heard. And then we've got a slight bit of chorus as well. So without anything, and then with everything added. That's how we play Every Breath You Take. Let me know any questions in the comments below, and I'll leave another couple of recommended songs, including Message in a Bottle, on the screen now. Check them out if you wish.